Hello everyone. I'm here to talk about an issue that's important to me. I don't usually do voiceovers, but I feel as though I must get my feelings out as soon as possible. Of course, though my platform is small, it is still my responsibility as a citizen of the United States to talk about this. Especially because a large chunk of my audience is made up of young kids and foreigners that may not have heard of the Black Lives Matter movement. I will be speaking as though I'm addressing my relatives in the homeland, so I'm sorry if this comes off as patronizing. First, let me summarize it in one short paragraph for the young subscribers that are lucky enough to not know how bad it really is. It's a very loaded issue, but in short, Black people are still highly oppressed in America. Even though we have had a Black president, Black people are still seen as second-class citizens, and cops are killing them daily. If you think about it, prison is legalized modern-day slavery because a Black man will get life for the same exact crime that a white man would commit, except the white man would only get a warning at best. God, I wish that was an exaggeration. Will Smith said that racism isn't getting worse, it's just getting filmed. I agree, but thanks to social media and the quick spread of information to one another, we, as a people, can come together and protest for our rights. Now, what has transpired in the past week is that yet another cop murdered an unarmed Black man. This is white supremacy at its peak. I'm disappointed, but not surprised. I am incredibly saddened and feel immense empathy for George Floyd's family, and I'm not the only one. That is why we are finally rising up and fighting harder than ever before, at least in my lifetime. I don't know how the media portrays this situation in other countries, but I know that in America, the media is hanging on to any kind of anti-Black propaganda they can get a hold of, and are spreading misinformation. They are going so far as to plant undercover cops within peaceful protests to incite violence. They are shooting people, sometimes in the face, with giant rubber bullets, which can cause a person to be permanently disfigured and crippled. Police officers are tear-gassing protesters and showing brute force even when there are children present. Obviously, it's irresponsible to bring your children to a protest, and I need to call that out as well, but there is no reason for such brute force on the side of the police. There is no reason for martial law. There is no reason for hatred and violence still in our day and age. Yet here it is, right in front of us, by the people who are meant to protect and serve, and I take that very seriously. And I do not believe that cops are stupid. The president isn't stupid either, though he pretends to be. No, indeed, they're all white supremacists, and they are well aware of what they're doing. I grieve for George Floyd the same way I have grieved for all the other innocent Black lives that have been taken from us. I dream of a future where we no longer have to see such heinous acts committed by those who have sworn to protect us. I realize in order for that to happen, society needs to completely shift. Unfortunately, that will take decades of hard work, but the end result is well worth it. Now, what can you do as a white or white-passing person? Many of us have already been doing this for years, but now it's more important than ever. First off, every time you see a cop who's pulled over a Black person or is harassing them, make sure you are there and you make your presence known if necessary. At protests, protect your Black brothers and sisters by being aware of your surroundings and make sure they aren't getting brutalized by the police. Cops are less likely to attack a white person. I remember a saying from a few years back that if you are an essential worker, a nurse, a pharmacist, a doctor, anything that is regarded as a high-paying job, wear your uniform to protests. Show racists that you, a successful white person, agrees that Black rights are human rights. What's the point of privilege if you don't use it for good? Also, please listen to your Black friends. Don't try to fight them on how they feel or how they should feel, especially at a time like this. It is a time where all of us, white people, and non-Black people of color need to stop and listen and not meet this issue with silence ever again. I know that for some of us, news like this is upsetting, but we won't stop seeing it until we do something about it. Anyway, thank you for listening, and take my words to heart.